Hello, everyone, and welcome to Developod, that podcast from IATEFL TDSIG. That's the Teacher Development Special Interest Group, sponsored by Cambridge, Bridge, and Nile. I'm Helen, and on today's podcast, I am going to be interviewing Emily Bryson. Emily, thanks for joining us.
Hello, thank you so much for inviting me on.
Oh,
It's an honor.
we're pleased to have you. So, could you start off by telling us how you would describe your ELT self?
Wow. I have a very eclectic ELT self. I think I have tried pretty much every career in ELT that there possibly is, really. Um, I have been teaching since 2001. And I'm a teacher trainer at the moment for Nile, actually, as well. I do some stuff for Nile. And write books. I'm an author of Voices for National Geographic Learning and Impact as well. I have some other books too. I also run online courses, or have pre-recorded online courses that are self-access on my website and resources that are downloadable from my website, emilybrysonelt.com. And they are all adding a little bit of visual sparkle to English language teaching through very, very simple doodles and visual metaphors and visual storytelling techniques.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, basically visual thinking activities,
Mhm.
which are really great fun. I've taught a lot of ESOL,
Mhm.
English for um, learners from refugee backgrounds for many years at City of Glasgow College.
Mhm.
And I am an ELT nomad, so I travel around. I was in Latin America for the last year and a half, traveling around, living out of two bags,
Mhm.
whilst getting up at 4 a.m. to deliver teacher training or working from an ironing board, writing, for example, writing books from an ironing board. Um, what else do I do? Oh yeah, and I do sketch notes as well. So I create visual summaries,
Mhm.
very simple, fun, bright notes of webinars, workshops, and it's just a way of um, giving eternal life to conferences in a way, I
Mhm.
suppose. So,
Mhm.
like for example, a webinar can last 40 minutes,
Yeah.
um, and then maybe get forgotten about the content, but
Yeah.
my sketch notes go around on social media and get reshared, and yeah,
Mhm.
so it kind of gives them a bit of a magical element of eternal life.
Mhm. Ideas really do live forever.
They do, they do. Yeah,
Fantastic. Well, I mean, we can be honest that ELT hasn't been here forever. It's still
yeah,
a fairly young industry in terms of education.
yeah,
Um, and I mean, you said you've been with us, you've been in ELT since 2001, and we're in
yeah,
2025 now, so that's 24 years?
yeah.
Woo, well
I
done.
know. I started young, like yeah, it was on a holiday between university
Hmm.
years. It was like a 4 weeks in a
Hmm.
Polish summer camp,
Yeah.
teaching
Yeah.
English. It was more like
Hmm.
chatting to the students and watching Shrek, kind of like I'm not sure teaching really happened, but there was
Yeah.
definitely immersion in the
Yeah.
language.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Same here when I was 19 and but in summer schools in Italy. But yeah.
Oh, nice.
I spoke to it. I interviewed a teacher for Developod recently who started at 17, which I was like,
Wow.
I thought that was very young. I was like, wow.
Yeah. 17. Wow. I
Yeah.
wasn't even at university then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, me neither. Oh,
Yeah.
so I mean, we've been talking about years and ages. This year, TD SIG is one of several SIGs which turns 40 years old. So we're
Hmm.
we're celebrating 40 years of teacher development.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. But Emily, you've been around for over half of that. 24 years is more than half of 40, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
so
Yeah.
yeah. When you look at ELT over that time, the 24 years, I mean, obviously not the 40. Um, how has it changed? And what changes have really involved you or affected you, do you think?
Wow. What has changed? Oh, sadly, the things that have sprung to mind are the things that haven't changed.
Mm-hmm.
So, like when I went to South Korea, that was my first teaching job after I finished university. That must have been 2004. And I went to South Korea and I was getting paid twice the amount that a South Korean teacher was getting paid. And yeah,
Oh,
awful.
oof.
And those teachers spoke amazing English.
Mm,
They really knew how to teach. Their grammar was absolutely bang on fantastic. They taught me so much.
mm.
And then there was me who spoke Glaswegian. So was speaking, I had to learn in South Korea how to actually speak English and not to speak Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was learning how to teach for the first time, and then they were getting paid less than I was. So yeah, so unfair. And I'm
Mm.
not entirely sure that's changed all that much. Certainly in
Mm.
various different places, there's still like this kind of native speakerism,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is so unfair. And
Mm-hmm.
actually traveling around Latin America, there are so many, I mean, I already knew this,
Yeah.
but I met so many amazing language users speaking English so
Mm.
fluently. And I just thought there's like, why is native speakerism still hanging around? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that hasn't changed.
Mm.
And then obviously the LGBT uh, erasure of LGBT or non-existence of LGBT in
Mm-hmm.
resources, that is still continuing, despite my best efforts to be the ally that I want to be and telling, love your mug.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Good timing to put that up there.
Well timed. I didn't even do it on purpose. Let's just say
Oh,
that
did
I
you
did.
know?
Let's just say that I did.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was totally on purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah,
For
so
those who are
that hasn't
listening and
changed
not
either,
watching,
infuriatingly.
sorry, those who are listening but not watching, I just took a sip of tea in my from my mug, which says "love" on it in rainbow. So,
Yeah, it's a really cool one.
yeah,
We want more love in the world.
we do lots of love. So you're saying
Yeah.
that you think that hasn't changed?
That hasn't changed. Those two things haven't changed. I think things that have changed, people are becoming a bit more aware
Hmm.
of the diverse nature of language teaching and the diverse Englishes in the
Hmm.
world. So there is more
Yeah.
of a move towards like ELF prawn, like
Hmm.
English as a lingua franca pronunciation, for
Hmm.
example, embracing your accent,
Hmm.
embracing differences in language and differences in usage and um like for example the English used in different countries, etc., and not
Hmm.
just colonial countries, like for
Hmm.
example Nigerian English or um um English from Singapore, those kind
Hmm.
of yeah, so those kind of discussions and awarenesses and more discussion and inclusion in
Hmm.
a diverse way in the classroom,
Hmm.
especially from like a communication skills kind of way. That's at
Yeah.
least that's changing, which is good. Rather than uh, I am from a colonial country, therefore you should speak like me, which is just nonsense.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And
For people who are listening, we're grimacing right now.
yeah, we are grimacing. And localization.
Yeah.
I mean, you do a lot of work with a lot of big publishers, but also
Yes.
you do a lot of work with small groups and individuals who are using the skills that you teach to
Yeah.
work locally with their local contexts. Do I have
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah. So ESOL is very local. So ESOL is English for speakers of other languages. It's generally taught in an English speaking country.
Hmm.
So, and often we often say that ESOL is the Cinderella of the English language teaching resources
Yeah.
because there's just not many resources. Generally, big publishers create resources for TEFL or for like teaching English abroad, really.
Hmm.
Um, and And actually, I don't really like the term TEFL. I feel like it should be TELF. I feel like it should be teaching English as a lingua franca, not
I like
teaching
it.
English as a foreign language, because there's
Mm.
nothing foreign about it anymore. It's
Mm.
about being able to communicate with anyone in
Yeah.
a shared language. But anyway, uh, I've lost my thread there. Where did I start with that one?
That's okay. We talked
Um,
about localization, how you do a lot
yes,
of global work,
localization.
but a lot of local work. Yeah.
Yes, okay. So the local work, ESOL is very local,
Hmm.
um, teaching learners from refugee backgrounds, for example, in Glasgow. And then we need to tailor lessons specifically to their needs.
Hmm.
So, for example, they might want to gain work skills or getting to training
Mhm.
or pass a citizenship test or simply just go to the doctor and not have to have a translator there because if
Mhm.
you need a translator, then you've got a limited number of appointments that you can get because you can only get the appointments where a translator is available.
Yeah.
So just those kind of things for life in
Mhm.
Scotland or in the UK or wherever
Mhm.
locally you're living. And then there's the local language, like for example, my learners often did want to learn a little bit of Scottish so that they could understand people on the bus
Yeah.
because people in I think a lot of people in Glasgow don't realize that they're not really speaking English, they're actually speaking the local dialect.
Yep.
So there's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I remember I attended a Cambridge webinar where a teacher from, a specific region of the US where they still have bayous and swamps was talking, and he was talking about localization of materials. And he said the word bayou is C1. Most people will never use it, but my learners at A1 level need to know what it is
Yeah.
because it's
Okay.
important in our local context. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And like actually that's something that's changed. Like I don't think we had KEFR levels, CEFR levels
Hmm.
before, like 20 years ago, 25 years ago,
Hmm.
like grading
Hmm.
um all the different languages and words. And in some ways they're good because
Hmm.
they do teach high frequency in the correct order, but then
Hmm.
there are obviously those um times like that which will
Hmm.
mean that you need to use your own judgment and think, okay, actually, my students really do need to know that
Hmm.
particular word,
Yeah.
for
For
example.
example, if you're teaching a group which come from primarily large families and have multiple siblings, the word
Yes,
sibling is C1, whereas the rest of the family words are A1. And it's like, well, that's just silly. If she has, I don't want my students to have to say, I have three sisters and four brothers. I have
yeah,
seven siblings is a lot easier.
much easier,
Yeah.
easier. And I
So,
learned a lovely new word, nibblings, because
oh,
I have six nephews and like one niece.
oh,
So nephews and niece is really doesn't fall off the tongue, but
no,
nibblings
that is
is quite
love.
a cool word.
I have
Yeah.
heard that before. Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
So you've had quite, we've talked a lot about you've done a lot of things in your career,
A lot of things.
schools, publishing, traveling, nomad life, sat in one place life. I mean, how did you end up where you are in your career now? I mean,
Uh,
what do you think was the main thing that pushed you into being a digital nomad?
oh
A
wow.
digital
I don't
nomad, an
know.
ELT
Some
nomad.
Yeah, I don't know. I sometimes think life just nudges you in that direction
Hmm.
at the time. But I think basically I tried to diversify my career.
Hmm.
I think it started when I started at City of Glasgow College, which was Glasgow Metropolitan at the time.
Hmm.
And I had 3 hours, and then I had 6 hours, and then it was like snowballing, but really slowly. So I had to like look out for other things. It
Hmm.
wasn't permanent, it was temporary. It took 5 years for me to get a permanent contract at the
Oof.
college, which I think is still happening. Still very hard, potentially even maybe harder now these days.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I wanted to have that job security.
Yeah.
And job security came in the form of diversification, portfolio career.
Hmm.
I also really loved writing and
Yeah.
creating my own resources. So I got into that and then started building up my profile. And then building up my profile, people started asking me to do teacher training sessions.
Hmm.
And then I got offered things like working for Education Scotland, which is the educational body from the Scottish government,
Hmm.
doing the ESOL coordination there, and then the ESOL network project, which is basically networking lots of different community groups. And
Hmm.
yeah, I think maybe I get bored really easily. So I like to have lots of different things and try new things. Like, okay, I've learned that, moving on to the next thing.
Hmm.
I've learned that, moving on. So yeah, I think partly boredom and maybe having too much energy and or lots of energy.
Yeah, lots of
And
motivation for new challenges.
yeah, but also I think that it keeps me motivated too.
Mm.
If I would lose motivation very quickly if I was to be doing the same thing day in, day out.
Mm.
So to keep myself interested, I kept developing in different ways, doing different professional development courses, and then
Hmm.
trying different income streams as well. So
Yeah.
So all of those things really,
Hmm.
job security and um, keeping myself interested, because maintaining your teaching mojo and your enthusiasm for teaching over
Hmm.
time, it there's definitely been peaks and troughs for me. So
Yeah.
um, and the same with writing as well, like your writing mojo or your teacher training mojo, like how
Highs
am I
and
going to stay in?
lows.
Yeah. Like, oh, I hate social media today, or I really love social media today. It
Yeah,
depends. Yeah.
that's true. So, do you think that you will be in this niche, as it were, in the future? Or
Mm.
looking forward, where do you think your ELT journey's going?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a big question.
It
That's really
is.
hard. And usually I actually give myself like 5-year goals.
Mm.
But I think since I started traveling, I have taken my foot off the gas a little bit and just kind of want to see where life takes me rather than having a firm goal.
Hmm.
Because, and also just, I think just having so many hats,
Hmm.
like having my sketchnoting hat and my visual recording hat, my graphic facilitation hat. Um, yeah, Helen is now miming picking on and off hats for those who are listening.
Yeah.
Um, I think like because on social media I share my work, I show people
Hmm.
my sketch notes, I share webinars that I've recorded and blogs that I've written for
Hmm.
Ellie, for example, and all sorts of things. So I think just sharing your work on social media
Hmm.
raises your profile, and then people will see it and will your life will just be pushed in certain ways.
Hmm.
But yeah, I also have ideas for different books that I want to write.
Hmm.
I um yeah, I'm not sure. There's a book that I kind of don't want to say. I think I did say in another podcast I did.
Yeah.
I'm writing a book about my adventures as a digital ELT nomad.
Ah.
Um I have gremlins in my head, inner trolls saying to me quite frequently, no one wants to read that. And then there's people who message me after being on the Teacher Think Aloud podcast, was like, please keep writing that. I really want
Yeah.
to read it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I need to stop listening to my inner troll.
Yeah.
I guess that's another reason why I have so many hats is being able to switch your inner troll off and just continue
Yeah.
with the other new exciting shiny thing in the
Yeah.
corner.
Follow that new passion.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. But yeah, I'd like to do more visual recording
Yeah.
and sketchnoting. Maybe more for like ed tech companies and education as
Hmm.
well as English language teaching.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, you've had quite a journey, and you've taken a lot
Yeah.
of side roads, and you've gone off the beaten path, which I think is why people are interested to read your book, Emily, because it's not an easy path to take for some, and many people would
Mm.
say, I could never do that, but I want to read about Emily having done that, you know?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, that gives me more confidence to
yeah,
keep on writing it
of
because it
course,
has stalled. So yeah, I'll pick up the keyboard again.
do it.
Yeah.
Um, so you've talked a lot about where different directions that your interests and your passions have taken you, and but what about your people who've influenced your career? Are there any professionals you've worked with, or I don't know, educators who you studied under, or is there anyone who really
Wow.
influenced any directions you've taken?
So many. Where do you want me to begin?
Wherever you'd
I
like.
think being an author for Voices for National Geographic Learning, the
Hmm.
team there were just amazing. And we started writing it in 2019 just before lockdown. And I think we were quite intensely writing it basically all through lockdown. And we spent a lot of time together chatting
Hmm.
about it, discussing topics. Oh, that's in that level, so you can't use it. That's in that level, so you can't use it. That kind of thing. But also
Hmm.
like brainstorming ideas about intercultural communication and
Hmm.
inclusive pronunciation using ELF prawn,
Hmm.
etc. So yeah, that entire team like Jess Wan Chong and Manik Koviak and
Hmm.
Lewis Lansford and Daniel Barber, Gary Patari. Oh yeah, her book. It's
I've got
brilliant.
I've
So
got Chia's book right here.
Yeah, it's such a good book.
It's so
So yeah,
great.
Chia's book about successful intercultural or international communication.
International communication. Yeah.
International communication is amazing. And yeah,
So
it
good.
really changed the way I look at teaching English as well, because it's
Hmm.
not just teaching English, it's teaching people how to communicate in a
Hmm.
global sphere.
Hmm.
So yeah, they have been a massive influence on me. And also Rachel Roberts. I
Hmm.
don't think I would be where I am in a self-employed freelancery entrepreneurial, teacherpreneurial kind
Hmm.
of way if it wasn't for Rachel Roberts' guidance in many different ways. Like I did
Hmm.
her course, oh, I don't know, a few years ago. It was like
Uh,
a group
ooh,
coaching program. I can't remember what it's called now. I
Earn,
think
Learn,
it's
Thrive, is it? Earn,
yeah,
Learn, Thrive?
Earn
Uh-huh.
Live Thrive is her business. She's
Yeah.
got a coach foundations for flourishing foundations or something. It wasn't
Oh.
called that when I did it. It was called
Mm.
something else.
Mm.
But it really helped me to pin down my message, give me confidence to be visible on social media,
Hmm.
what kind of posts to share on social media, all
Hmm.
that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And yeah, just to get my messaging right. And then more recently, Jennifer Murray has helped me with my website, and she's been fantastic, really honing that website because my website got really complicated. It's like
Oh,
because there's like a page about trading, there's a page about sketchnoting, there's a page about writing, there's a page
yeah.
about um my online courses, there's a page about my resources. So it's a lot. So yeah, it took a lot. It was hard work, I'm sure, for Jennifer, but she helped me a lot.
Yeah. Your hat rack is getting weighed down from all of
Yeah,
the different hats
yeah.
that you wear.
Well, I took that hat off and gave it to Jennifer for the
Oh,
copywriting.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, which
Fantastic.
was very helpful. Yeah, use other people's hats. It can be very helpful.
Hmm. Well, use your resources, right? This is the thing about
Yeah,
ELT. I think you don't have to do anything alone. There is
yeah,
a community out there and a plethora of people with lots of different experiences and niches and who wear multiple hats.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
can share and help each other out.
Yeah, I feel like it's something actually that I really was grateful for when I was traveling in Latin America. I
Hmm.
think if I was like, I don't know, if I was in another industry, like for
Hmm.
example, I went to Peru TESOL, I met some lovely teachers there. I made some connections on LinkedIn and I met people in Santiago that were
Hmm.
in English language teaching and Uruguay. And I was so nice just like connecting with other ELT professionals around my travels because
Hmm.
it can get quite lonely.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so that I feel like if I was in another profession, I wouldn't have such wonderful people to
Hmm.
connect with in such a relaxed way,
Yeah.
not in a stuffy, I must be dressed up kind of way,
Formal.
but in a I only have one pair of trainers because I'm traveling and that's
Yeah.
okay kind of
Yeah.
way. Yeah,
Yeah. Digital
yeah,
nomad necessity.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One pair of shoes, one pair of flip-flops.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we've spoken about people. You mentioned Rachel Roberts's course. Are there any
Yeah.
other sort of training or qualification developmental decisions that you've made on your journey?
Oh, I guess, well, I did the CELTA and
Hmm.
then obviously did the diploma.
Hmm.
And I did a teaching qualification for further education as well because I was teaching in a further education college.
Yeah.
Um, Other professional development courses I've kind of lost count of how many visual thinking, visual recording, graphic facilitation
Hmm.
courses I have done now. When I got into that, I really got into that. It
Hmm.
was the most addictive thing that I have ever found in my life. It was like, I don't know, like I loved drawing as a kid, and then I
Hmm.
stopped when life got sensible. Like went to university, stopped drawing, how dull.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, just found this really fun way of being able to create my creative processes
Hmm.
useful and make learning more accessible
Hmm.
and help my students and help teachers to help their students at the same time.
Hmm.
So yeah, I got really sucked into that.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many courses I've done in that.
Yeah.
And also like
Fantastic.
listening to podcasts, loads of different podcasts, um, and just attending conferences like IATEFL, um, whatever's close to you, like
Yeah.
TESOL Peru or whatever. So
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And that's also a place where you don't just, do those short, like bite-sized CPD that's also the networking with people, like you mentioned earlier, right? With the community.
Yeah. And you learn so much from people, even just like the comments on LinkedIn, for example.
Hmm.
Like, and I find that most of the comments on LinkedIn are 95%, 99.9, 99.9% of comments on LinkedIn from other English language teaching professionals are helpful and kind and
Hmm.
thoughtful and will inspire you or make you think in a different way or help teach you. And
Hmm.
then there's that 0.01% that just need blocked because they're
Yeah.
on there just to be
Yeah.
mean.
Encouraging
Yeah.
also. I often see,
Yeah.
someone in ELT release a new resource or share a webinar or share something they've done. And the
Yeah.
comments are all, this is great, congrats. Oh, this looks great. Oh, I'll buy that. You know what I mean? It's all sort of
Yeah. Yeah.
lifting each other up, which is
Yeah. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're a lovely little community, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, in that vein, you've done a lot of things. What are you most proud of when it comes to your
Oh.
professional development
Oh.
journey? 24 years to think across. It might be more than one thing you're really proud of.
Oh man. I get the first thing that sprang to mind was voices. Like
Hmm.
writing my first book series for National Geographic Learning was
Hmm.
a big moment. And
Yeah.
I'd realized after written voices that that's actually what I'd been working towards for a long time. Like I
Hmm.
started off writing digital content for British Council and Macmillan, and I always had at the back of my mind I'd love to write a course book, but
Hmm.
it might not ever happen. It was like a big, hairy, woolly mammoth goal that I didn't ever believe could really happen. But when it happened, I was like, oh, but I've been working towards this for years and I've done it now. So then I had to set new goals.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then I think basically being able to travel and having a
Hmm.
really, really flexible lifestyle
Hmm.
because I have so many different hats.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of that too. And also all my sketch notes because I think they bring a bit of joy to people's news feeds and
Hmm.
they're like a gift to speakers. Like I
Yeah.
sketch noted you after
You
IATEFL
did, and I
and
loved it. I
I
was like,
feel like
that's
everyone
amazing.
like has a very similar reaction. They're like, "Oh, thank you so much for doing that for
You did it
me."
in my
So
colors as well, in orange
yeah,
and black. And I was like, oh.
I know. Got to find the brand colors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think part of what makes those sketch notes meaningful is that we know you enjoy doing them, right? And
yeah, I
that's
love
the
them so
thing
much.
about it. And that comes through, I think. The passion that
Yeah,
for our work, for what we're creating, comes out in the final product.
yeah. And actually, like looking back on like how I learned as a child, I would stare out the window in so many classes,
Hmm.
like so bored, not lose attention. And then I found sketchnoting, and now I'm like, okay, I'm totally focused. I'm understanding this. I'm visualizing it in my own
Hmm.
way. And sketchnoting is so powerful for students and
Hmm.
for teachers who want to learn for their own professional development and to bring whiteboards to life.
Yeah.
Sketchnoted whiteboards look amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And now that Zoom whiteboards have improved so much, you can do live sketchnoting, I think, a lot better than you
Yeah.
could on their old whiteboards.
Yeah, I tend to use Canva whiteboard
Oh, yeah.
for, yeah, when I'm delivering presentations for
Mm-hmm.
that purpose because I can doodle. Although it is still a little bit, it's not like I use Adobe Fresco for my digital sketch notes and it's
Mm-hmm.
really clean and crisp. Canva whiteboard still a little bit, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, smudgy or it's not very smooth. So,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's not about that. It's about communication. It's not about being artistic. It's about getting your point across.
Well, yeah,
So,
absolutely. As long as the
yeah.
meaning is clear,
Yeah.
that's what you
Go
need, right?
messy. Messy is great.
Yeah,
That's where the
absolutely.
real thinking happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Adrian Underhill said not very long ago at the ITEFL conference at our at TD6's pre-conference event, embrace the mess. Like ELT is
Yes.
messy. Just accept it.
Everything
We're
is
going to bring
messy.
in ideas from all over the place and from outside of ELT, from general education, from psychology, from, you know, music, just accept it. Accept the mess.
Yeah. Yeah. Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
There's a really good TED talk as well about visual thinking, about accepting the mess when it
Hmm.
comes to sketchnoting and doodling out your ideas, because
Mm.
ideas are not tidy.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
students also don't want to look at a teacher creating the Sistine Chapel roof on their whiteboard, for example.
That's for
It
sure.
needs to be like quick. I just want to know what present perfect looks like. Oh,
For
it's like a
sure.
bridge between the past and now, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So to finish off, we've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about 24 years
Yeah.
about just over 30 minutes. So, is there one or maybe two things that you want our listeners to take away from this
Mhm.
conversation? Anything, if you could pick one or two things that they'll remember, what would you want those things to be? So we can highlight them for them now.
Okay. If it's from a professional development
Mm-hmm.
perspective, take every opportunity that comes your way.
Mm-hmm.
If it makes logical sense and you have time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, don't take on things that are
Mm.
are not going to bring joy into your life. But if it sounds interesting, take it as an opportunity, um, because that's where the passion that's when I keep your spark for teaching alive and spark for English language being an English language teaching professional alive.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, networking, make use of your contacts and knowing people, and don't be afraid to draw. Get
Yeah,
messy,
absolutely.
draw, and feel the fear and draw anyway. Is what I often say.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't
Yeah,
let our self-consciousness about drawing well or being artistic
exactly.
get in the way.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's not just for kids, it's for adults too. Everyone likes color in their lives
Oh,
and
fantastic.
doodles in their life. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just do it. Go for it. And turn off your inner troll as well.
Yes, love it. Turn off your
Yes.
inner troll.
Yeah.
Emily Bryson, turning off your inner troll since 2001. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks so much, Emily. I mean, what a pleasure to have you on the show. I really appreciate you joining us. So, if our listeners, viewers want to get in touch with you after, what's the best way to find you? LinkedIn?
Anywhere.
Hmm.
I The easiest way is probably my website,
Hmm.
emilybrysonelt.com,
Hmm.
where you can sign up to my mailing list and you'll get fun classroom ideas sent directly to your mailing list.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, there's a contact form there too. And there's also links to my socials. So I'm on LinkedIn as Emily Bryson,
Hmm.
and I'm on Instagram as at Emily Bryson ELT, and also on Facebook at Emily Bryson ELT, and on X, but I don't really post there anymore.
Yeah, me neither. I can't.
Yeah, I think ELT as in general has kind of fallen out with
Yeah.
X a little bit. So
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Well,
yeah.
everyone, make sure that you stay in touch with Emily and stay in touch with TDSIG by following us on our social media platforms. You can easily find us by searching TDSIG or IATEFL TDSIG. Um, Make sure that you subscribe to the show if you enjoyed Emily and I's chats. Hit that subscribe button on whatever app you're using. And thank you again to our sponsors, Cambridge, Bridge, and Nile. And thank you to all of you listeners and viewers. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again, Emily.
Thank you.